The final season of Hero Academia begins. The world of heroes is falling apart while villains rise stronger than ever. Because the balance of power is shattered, a direct confrontation is almost impossible. So the heroes devise a risky plan to divide and isolate the enemy forces. Hoping to reclaim the upper hand, Toga's clones keep multiplying, covering the battlefield like a storm. Dabi's flames burn hotter and hotter. In less than 100 seconds, he'll hit his limit. Reinforcements are racing in, but no one knows if they'll make it in time. Meanwhile, Deku and Tamura's fight has reached a terrifying deadlock. All for One accelerates his fusion with Tamura, trying to become a perfect version of himself, but then something unexpected happens. Amid despair, a familiar figure appears, All Might. The symbol of peace steps forward one last time. Even without power, he stands tall, ready to fight the greatest evil once more. His friends beg him to retreat, but All Might has already decided. All he needs is an unbreakable heart. He believes that even in Tamura's hatred, there's still a piece of humanity left, a spark worth saving. With his last ounce of strength, he activates his custom battle armor, a weapon built years ago in America for this exact day. The man once called the world's strongest hero charges forward as armored All Might. All for One laughs furiously, enraged that his old rival, now powerless, dares to challenge him again. But All Might smiles and attacks first. The impact shakes everything. His armor defense drops by 66%. Alarms blaring, but he ignores the warnings. Cables shoot out, restraining All for One, locking his body to prevent regeneration. The old hero recalls his mentor's lesson. You always start from afar, but that only works on those with quirks. This battle will be different one. Last fight between light and darkness, with a jet-assisted kick. All Might smashes his enemy's face and slams him into the ground. The crowd watching can't believe it. A man over 50 overpowering a supervillain through sheer will. He uses strategy, timing, and provocation to keep All for One unbalanced, waiting for the other heroes to finish their missions, but All for One's rage explodes. He combines multiple quirks and unleashes a massive blast that sends All Might flying through buildings. Still, the hero smiles. His taunts worked. Broken bones, torn muscles, none of it matters. He forces himself to stand, declaring that the fight isn't over. All for One mocks him, calling him delusional, a shell of his former self wrapped in scrap metal. You think that junk makes you a hero? He sneers, but All Might doesn't respond. His grin says it all. The symbol of peace doesn't fall that easily. They clash again, fist to fist, rage against conviction. All for One believes he's in control, but his frustration shows otherwise. As he prepares another explosion, a special projectile from underground hits him, code-named Pinky. It pierces his armor and releases a chemical shock. All for One screams in agony while All Might smirks. What's wrong? I thought I was just trash. As the dust settles, All Might lies broken on the ground, bleeding, his body failing. He remembers young Deku's voice echoing in his mind. Even without a quirk, I still want to be a hero. All Might smiles faintly. They're the same, two people who never learned how to give up. Even the villain Stain appears in the distance, watching silently, strangely inspired. In this moment, even villains recognize the heart of a true hero. All for One continues regenerating, but he's pushing his quirks beyond the limit. His body begins to collapse under its own power. All Might notices this and presses harder, mocking him again. He mutters to himself, "It feels good to help people again." Then he activates the armor's final phase, channeling everything left inside. Using energy modules inspired by his students' quirks, he unleashes a coordinated trap. Fire, ice, propulsion, all combined into one desperate move. All for one. Lunges, screaming that heroes are finished. But All Might doesn't flinch. His frozen module triggers, encasing the villain in ice. Through the frost, he declares, even if my fire fades away, someone else will carry it forward. While the world watches this battle unfold, Class 1A students continue their missions. Ayama and Hagakure face the villain Kunita, who traps them in a forest of deadly vines. Kunita mocks them, saying heroes are relics of the past. But Ayama, once branded a traitor, stands tall. His hands shake, tears on his face, but he smiles. For my friends, I'll fight to the end. He fires his naval laser, combining it with Hagakure's light-reflecting power. Together, they cut through the vines and defeat Kunita. Even in chaos, the young heroes fight with the same courage their mentor showed them. Because being a hero isn't about strength, it's about never giving up. Back on the main battlefield, All Might's armor is nearly destroyed. Alarms warn of total shutdown. All for One rises again, younger, faster, stronger, laughing. You see, Toshinori? Heroes always lose in the end. All Might, bleeding and shaking, looks up with a weak smile. He remembers every student he's taught, every person he saved. I won't let their hope die here, he whispers. The armor's AI activates its final command, United States of Smash. Armored type. Every energy cell floods into his right arm. The air crackles with power. All for One charges, a black wave of destruction tearing the ground apart. The two collide, light and darkness merging in a single blinding explosion. The shockwave levels everything. Then silence. Around the world, people stare at their screens. Children clutch their All Might toys. Old heroes bow their heads. Even villains stop for a moment to watch. Out of the smoke, a silhouette appears, battered, bloodied, but still standing. All Might. All for One lies defeated, screaming as his regeneration fails. His voice breaks. This isn't over! I'll take everything from you. But his body collapses into dust. All Might, smiling through the pain, whispers, my body may be finished, but the flame will keep burning. In them, images of Deku Bakugo and all his students flash before his eyes. He's not the symbol of peace anymore. He's a teacher, proud of those who will inherit his will. His knees give out, but he doesn't fall in defeat. He kneels in peace. Rescue teams arrive. Young heroes rush to him, cheering through tears. He's alive. The crowd erupts in relief. Above them, sunlight breaks through the clouds, and the narrator's voice closes the scene. Even when the symbol of peace falls, the meaning of that symbol never dies, because heroes inspire the next generation. As the music swells, the screen fades to black.